Good morning, friends. Today we will discuss about time value of money. Okay. Now, before going to the topic, let me give the background to time value of money. First of all, time value of money is an important concept, or we can say an important tool of financial management. Now, as you know, financial management is nothing but managing the financial resources of a business to optimize its profit. When I say optimization of profit, I necessarily means minimizing the risk associated with business and maximizing its profit. I am not going to the basics of financial management that you can get from any book. But let me briefly tell, whenever you want to study the basics of financial management, you should first understand what is finance. Finance is the queen of any business. You have to handle it carefully. It can build your business, or eventually it can destroy your business. In fact, I can say that most of the business in this world collapse due to mismanagement of finance. Now, when I say finance, then it necessarily means money, dealing with money. Money is the seed through which the business is started or the business is built up. So, from different sources, we try to bring money to the business. We have to handle the money carefully so that the basic objective for which we start our business will be justified. Business is not a short run affair. Business is basically a long run affair. Therefore, from the very beginning, we need to be very much careful regarding handling of the money. Now, in finance terms, money can be procured either from the owners or from the outsiders. Normally, when we procure money for the business from the owners or the promoters of the business, we call it as equity. But when we procure money from the outsiders, we term it debt. What is the difference between equity and debt? Equity is owner's contribution to the business. And owners, whenever they contribute to the business, they need profit. Now, what is profit? Profit is the residual earning of the business. That necessarily means after meeting all obligations, whatever is left, that will be taken by the owner or the promoter of the business. If business has nothing left, then equity shareholders or equity holders need to sacrifice. But debt carries interest. Interest is a fixed obligation. Irrespective of the fact whether your business run or not run, irrespective of the fact whether your business brings sufficient return or not, you have to pay the fixed financial obligations, which is interest. So whenever you make some profit, in technicalities we call it as operating profit, that is profit before interest and tax. First of all, you have to pay interest. After that, you have to pay the statutory obligations like tax to the government, and after that, whatever is left, that can be distributed among the equity holders or the owners of the business in the name of dividend or profit. If nothing is left, then you may not pay anything to the owners of the business. So these people who are the owners or promoters of the business, they take the highest level of risk while investing in the business. But from the business point of view, the biggest risk is financial obligations, that is interest. My dear friends, I will tell you, whenever you take any business activity, from the very beginning, you should be very much careful regarding two facts. One, how much amount you need to invest in the business. Point two, whether the return from such business will be sufficient enough to meet the financial obligations and to meet the expectation of the shareholders of the business. First thing, if for some time you are not in a position to meet the interest obligations, then the loan providers will come to you and ask to liquidate the mortgage to get back their money. And in such scenario, you may be bankrupt and your business may be collapsed. So if you are a genuine businessman, from the very beginning you should try to find out how much profit my business can generate before interest and taxes. And after paying interest obligations, how much I can give to the shareholders. Remember, my friends, when the owner starts the business, he can wait for 1 year or 2 years or 3 years to take the business to the peak. But the loan providers or the finance providers will not wait even for a month or maximum 2 months. In fact, nowadays bankers are very much worried about their NPS. If continuously you fail to pay interest for say 90 days, then it will be the headache of the banker, and the banker will be behind you to get back its fund. So whenever you make an investment plan, you just think of, suppose I am going to invest 1 crore of money in my business, then what is my expected return to meet interest obligations and again to pay to the equity shareholders. In technical terms, we call it as weighted average cost of capital. That is the cost of procuring the fund. Suppose my cost of procuring the fund is 15% and my investment requirement is 1 crore, then I need minimum return of 15 lakhs after paying all expenses, after meeting all other obligations, so that out of these 15 lakh I can meet my other equity and other obligations. Why I am telling this? I am telling this because capital investment is a critical investment decision making process. Most of the people, while starting the business, they prepare a capital investment plan to get a attractive loan from the banker. At that point, they forget that it is not important to get the loan. It is most important to identify whether the return from the capital investment will be sufficient enough to meet the loan obligations as well as to park something in the pocket of the equity shareholders. If it is not, then it is better to avoid the capital investment proposal. Now let me clarify one thing. One question that you may ask me. Sir, suppose the return is sufficient to meet the interest obligations. Can I carry on the project? Here, my friend, you are giving your effort, you are giving your time, and you are losing an opportunity that we call opportunity cost while engaging yourself in the business. It is not sufficient enough to get the interest alone. In addition to interest, you should get something that I call as weighted average cost of capital. It is the weighted average cost of equity and debt. If I get something more than that, then that is very nice. Anything excess I get over weighted average cost of capital is technically known as economic value added. For example, my weighted average cost of capital 15% after tax, 1 crore investment, my absolute return for meeting the capital obligations is say 15 lakhs, but my business yields absolute return of 20 lakhs. Then 20 lakhs minus 15 lakhs, 5 lakhs. In layman terms, how it is calculated, the norms and calculations, all these things we will discuss in the subsequent classes. But this 5 lakh is technically known as economic value addition. Out of 20 lakhs, I will pay interest. I will pay dividend to the equity shareholders, and balance 5 lakhs I may decide to retain in my business, which can be used for the future development of the business. Maybe looking into further business opportunities where I can invest money. Maybe keeping it in reserves for use in future. Maybe keeping it for meeting future contingencies. जैसे कि अभी कोविड चल रहा है. Now it is scenario of COVID-19. If you have surplus money, then you can retain it and you can use it for the continuance of the business, what we call as business continuity plan, when the business is stuck due to natural calamities like the present scenario. So what I want to bring to your focus, this weighted average cost of capital is very, very important to calculate in order to understand whether any future business proposal on my hand is viable or not. Now you will ask me, sir, you told us at the beginning that you are going to discuss about time value of money, but now you are talking about all these things, capital investment proposals, cost of capital, equity, debt, all these things. My dear friends, before going to time value of money, because I do not have a separate video clip for basics of financial management, I just want to give a background of cost of capital and equity, debt and all these things. This cost of capital, how it is calculated, we'll discuss in a separate video.